Hello my ladies and welcome back to my channel. This is Natalie Goncalves. I am a registered counselor and this channel is about helping women to thrive in their mental wellness. So in today's video, I will be talking about this very helpful technique called journaling. It came from an approach called cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and I think it's safe to say that CBT is the most used approach in psychotherapy, psychology, and counseling. And I use this technique myself, the journaling technique, and I have been using for many years in different times of my life. And it's been proven helpful every time. When we're going through something that is really hard, or a difficult season, or a busy season in life, when our stress levels are up, and we find ourselves either depressed or stressed out, anxious, and they create this pattern in our minds. So the technique will help you to challenge these thoughts and to break their patterns, which means that you're gonna become less anxious, less depressed, and it's going to bring you more awareness of how you think and how your thoughts actually drive your actions. And that's a really interesting thing to see, because we are not aware of how much of our actions and behaviors are connected to the way we think. So for this technique, you're going to need a journal, piece of paper. If you're more into technology than me, feel free to do this on your laptop, in your laptop. But it's important that you have a place where you keep all your data together, because you're gonna use it. So first of all, you're going to choose a time of your day to do this, because this will set up the habit for you. And to create a habit, it's not that easy. So we want to make sure that you do everything you can to create your habit in a very healthy way and effective as well. Because time is life. You don't want to waste your time doing something that is not helpful to you and it's not going to make any good. And on a side note, it's very good to decrease symptoms of anxiety as well, because the patterns that you are going to break by journaling will help you understand and your cognitions to understand that there is no reason to be afraid or worried or sad, or maybe if there is, it's not that big. Because one of the things that this journaling does to us is it brings us into this realm of reality within our minds. And a lot of times we think something is really bad, and when we do the journaling, we actually see that it was not that bad. So it will bring you this new awareness, this new reality, and the truth, because the truth sets us free. So, okay, the first thing to do is to grab a pen and a notebook, or your laptop, whatever you prefer. And to begin with, you're going to write all your unhelpful mindsets down, because if you're here watching this video, you like the title and relate. So that means you've been thinking unhelpful thinking for a while, and that became a problem for you. So I'm sure you have more than one unhelpful mindset to write down. So this is my prayer journaling journal. As you can see, it's very messy. And I'm doing this technique right now because I am going through something really confusing in my life right now, and this helps me with clarity, and it's going to help you as well. So write all your unhelpful mindsets down. What I mean by that is the problematic thinking that you're having. You know, anything that resembles a problem or a bad thing to think of, you're going to write down as they appear to you in a pattern. The ones that you think more than once and they become common in your mind. For instance, for me, I use this at this very stage of my life to fight perimenopause symptoms. If you are perimenopausal like me, you might have been experiencing a lot of anxiety. So I wrote down a few things, and I'll give you a couple of examples because this is personal and I don't feel comfortable sharing, but just for the sake of the video. Everything is a mess. I can't focus. I don't know what I'm doing. So there you have it. These patterns of thinking are being fed in my mind for quite a while. And by writing them down, first thing I do is to take them out of my mind and transform them into words, because the think is nothing else than words or maybe images. So we have to transform this into something that it is. Okay, wrote it down. You might have something like, I feel tired all the time. I will never get better. I have a lot to do and I can't cope with it. Or maybe if you have a newborn baby, you're experiencing postpartum depression and life is really hard on you, and you might be thinking, I'm not a good mom, I don't like my baby, I am not supposed to feel this way, I am a monster, I am inadequate, there's something wrong with me. So you might just choose the sentences and the thoughts that make sense to you right now and write all of them down. The next step is, okay, let me step back for a little while. Don't rush yourself into this process. Take your time. If at first, on the first day, you can sit down and write everything out and write everything down, like the words are pouring out and you feel the flow going, awesome. But maybe that's not you. Maybe you're going to take days to build up this list that you're going to work through. So take your time. What's important is do this every day, and I recommend not doing this at nighttime. You're going to have to fit this into a day of into a time of the day that is possible for you. Okay, and be flexible. 1 hour later or 5 hours later, doesn't matter, as long as you avoid doing this at night and you try to do this roughly at the same period of the day. Okay, so back to the sentences now. Okay, I will challenge one of my unhelpful thoughts here for you to understand how to do with yours, because obviously I can't read yours right now, so I have to work with mine, and we are in this together. This is important to say because I only teach something that I use and it's helpful. So first, everything is a mess. What I meant by everything is a mess is like, my house was a mess, my routine was a mess, I was missing a lot of due dates with simple things, and that was overwhelming to me. Now, if you're in perimenopause, you know what I'm talking about, because we feel confused and forgetful a lot, but maybe that's not you and that's fine. So everything is a mess. Okay, everything is a mess. What I am implying here also is that everything is a mess forever. And that's how our mind works. This stressed out coping mechanism. Think that whatever I'm feeling right now, whatever I'm thinking right now, is a permanent reality. And we know that's not the case, but we need something to bring into reason. And the journaling helps a lot with that. So my house or my life or my duties, they're not a mess all the time. And how can I prove this? Okay, this morning I made my bed. So this is one factual evidence, substantial evidence. This is how we do with cognitive behavioral therapy, with this technique, with this specific technique. We challenge by bringing evidence of the contrary, of things that opposes the unhelpful thought. So everything's a mess. I made my bed this morning. So not everything is a mess. That is simple as that. For you, it might be something like, I am not a good mother. Right, I'm not a good mother. I'm not a good mother. I don't like my baby. And you thought that once, you thought that twice, you thought that 3 times, and now it's become a reality in your mind. But when you analyze the data after you writing them down, wow, I love this baby. I'm here all the time and I worry about the baby's safety. And do you know what? Sometimes we don't like our babies, and that's fine, because that doesn't mean anything. It means we're tired and overwhelmed. And look, sometimes we don't like our husbands. Sometimes we don't like ourselves. And not liking something is only normal. It's not who you are. Let me try to find at least a few evidences that support this and a few that goes against of it. I have taught this same technique in another video, but today I'm going to something more personal. So, okay, I'm not a good mother. I don't like holding my baby. I don't like being available for this baby who is so demanding. You got the picture. But then you bathe this baby, you feed this baby, you sing to this baby, you worry about this baby, you care. And care might be different cross-culturally is different. So, okay, now you have 2 ways of thinking. You have done many things that proves you wrong about being a bad mother. So for me, everything's a mess. My bed was made. My kitchen was spotless. I've cooked dinner. Everyone was fed. I woke up early this morning and every day. So this is it. Many things against of this unhelpful thinking. And what I do is to cross with a big X, because our mind needs to understand that that's not right. So that's not a problem. I will not occupy her mind with something that is not a problem. And the journaling, it's really helpful for that, because it organizes our thinking, which is another thing that leads us to anxiety and depression when we are confused and overwhelmed. And journaling gives you a relief because you get to organize all your thoughts and you have information and evidence. And once you brought out of your mind, you get to see things more clearly. So let's say the next one is, I don't know what I'm doing because I'm confused, perimenopause, hormonal chaos. Okay, when I look around the house and my family is well taken care of, I still work a lot and I perform all my duties. So again, it's not the case. I know what I'm doing. And because of the physical sensations and the confusion of the mind, we might immediately believe. And by doing the journal, you get to read the things that you think inside of your mind, and it gives you a little distance. And that's really helpful as well, because we easily become what we think. And that is the path to feeling overwhelmed. I forgot what I was saying. And this is not helpful, because we are not what we think. We are the one that holds the thoughts, that observes the thoughts. And we are the one that gets to choose to believe or not the thoughts. And the thoughts are there because we need thinking, we need evaluation, we need planning, we need to survive. And so let me read my notes here, because so the journaling will give us the ability to challenge the thoughts, because we have the data, write it down and organized. It will give you a little hand with your memory. We can't rely on our memory only. We need a little help. And especially in phases of a woman's life where our hormones are out of balance, such as in, perinatal season, before and after birth, up to 2 years, if I'm not wrong, and in transition to menopause. What else? Brings clarity and understanding on what's been going on inside of you, and it helps you to organize a chaotic mind. And that in of itself, it's healing, because the chaos brings us to an uneasy state of mind, anxious or depressed. So organizing and bringing order to this chaotic state of mind will help a lot. It's like when we go to a doctor and we try to explain our symptoms and we can't find words, right? And then by explaining the symptoms, the doctor gives you an explanation and you resonate immediately. It's like putting into words what we are feeling, but we didn't know how. So this is the clarity I'm talking about. Your diary, your journal will help you with that. It gives us a sense of being heard. This is huge. Talking therapy is about being heard and hearing ourselves, listening to ourselves. And it brings outside of the confusion, clear thinking. And the sense of being heard is wonderful because it brings us safety and peace and relief. Once you have the thought wrote down, you get to choose if you believe it, or maybe you give it a new meaning, a new tweak, a new nuance, and it helps us to reframe, to turn this thinking into a more helpful one. I hope you get it. I hope you take a chance and do this for you, because it's been proven really helpful, and therapists across the globe recommend doing this. The thought is a thought, and it might come from a genuine worry resource, like, okay, I thought that I couldn't focus because I've burned the dinner. But that was once. How about the 100 other times that I've cooked dinner? So implementing this technique will also help you to implement this mentally, and it will help you to implement this in an ongoing basis. You will start not to believe in every thought that appears into your mind. And the stubborn ones you can bring to your diary and to charge them for it and to challenge them. It's a thought, is words and images. And by journaling, you get to see this clearly. So I hope this video made sense to you today. I use this a lot, and sometimes it's as good as going to therapy, because I am aware of how therapy is not something that everyone can afford. And nonetheless, each one of us, everywhere, every human being deserves mental health care. And this is what I'm doing here today. I am providing for free this technique because I know it works, and I know it will help you if you apply. And this is it. This is as simple as that. You need a notepad, you need a pen, you need to set time aside to do this at roughly the same period of your day, and to work through the thoughts and to find evidence that support or go against of it. And that will become a habit for you if you do this consistently. And it takes at least 8 weeks to consolidate a new habit. But everyone is different. This is just an average. So I hope you can do this and to get yourself well again, and to take this out of your mind and to understand the reality within yourself. And the reality is, we are not flawless. We make mistakes. We are capable of good and bad, and that life is a constant changing thing. It's not permanent. What you're thinking now, it doesn't convey an eternal reality. So use this technique to challenge your thoughts. It's going to bring more awareness about yourself, and you're going to get you know yourself way better. That was it for today. I hope that was helpful, and hopefully I'll see you here next time. Ciao.